How did soul food become soul food? Because the story behind every plate. What if I told you that some of America's most beloved meals were born from struggle, but became symbols of strength? That every pot of collard greens, every slice of cornbread, every spoonful of macaroni and cheese carries a story passed down through generations? This isn't just food, it's survival, it's resilience, it's family, it's faith, it's a legacy served on a plate. Today on Black Soul Collective, we're uncovering the powerful story of how soul food became soul food and why every meal tells the story of a people who refuse to let hardship have the final word. The story of soul food doesn't begin in America. It begins thousands of miles away in the villages of West and Central Africa, where generations of Africans cultivated rich culinary traditions. They mastered the art of seasoning with herbs and spices, preparing flavorful rice dishes, slow cooked stews, beans, fresh vegetables, and nourishing meals that brought families together around the table. Those traditions crossed the Atlantic, not by choice, but through the horrors of the transatlantic slave trade. Enslaved Africans arrived in America carrying little in their hands, but generations of knowledge in their hearts. On many plantations, they were given the foods no one else wanted: pig's feet, ham hocks, chitterlings, oxtails, and other inexpensive cuts of meat. They also grew vegetables like collard greens, mustard greens, turnips, okra, black eyed peas, sweet potatoes, and corn in small garden plots whenever they could. What others considered scraps, they saw as opportunity. With remarkable skill, patience, and creativity, they transformed simple ingredients into extraordinary meals. Tough cuts of meat became tender after hours of slow cooking. Smoked meat seasoned pots of greens. Corn became golden cornbread. Sweet potatoes became comforting pies. Every dish reflected determination, ingenuity, and hope. They weren't simply feeding their families, they were preserving their dignity, their traditions, and a part of themselves that no one could take away. After emancipation, these recipes continued to live from one generation to the next. Most weren't written down in cookbooks. They were passed from grandmother to grandchild, from parent to child, through watching, tasting, stirring, and learning by experience. Measurements weren't always made with cups or spoons, they were made with wisdom, memory, and love. But here's something many people don't know. The phrase soul food wasn't commonly used until the 1960s during the Civil Rights Movement. During that era, the word soul became a proud expression of Black identity and culture. America embraced soul music, soul brother, soul sister, and eventually soul food. The name wasn't simply describing the meals, it honored the spirit of the people who created them. Soul food represented perseverance. It was the meal waiting after Sunday church. It was the centerpiece of family reunions, weddings, holidays, homecomings, and celebrations. It comforted families during times of loss and brought neighbors together during times of joy. Around those tables, stories were shared, prayers were spoken, laughter filled the room, and children learned where they came from. The food nourished more than hungry stomachs. It nourished family bonds, faith, and community. Today, soul food continues to evolve. Many families prepare lighter versions using smoked turkey instead of pork, baking instead of frying, and adding fresh ingredients while honoring the recipes that have been cherished for generations. The ingredients may change, the heart never does, because soul food has never been defined by grease or recipes alone. It's defined by love, by resilience, by community, by generations who transformed hardship into hope and struggle into tradition. Every bite carries the memory of grandparents who cooked without recipes, mothers who always made enough for one more guest, fathers tending the grill, and neighbors who believed no one should leave hungry. Soul food isn't just something we eat. It's history you can taste, it's resilience you can smell, it's culture you can share, and it's living proof that some of the greatest stories in American history weren't written in books. They were served around the family table. If this story reminded you of someone whose kitchen was always filled with love, share this video with them. And don't forget to subscribe to Black Soul Collective, where we're preserving the stories, traditions, wisdom, and life lessons that continue to shape our community, one conversation at a time.